Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Bitcoin Belgium. And today we're not talking about Bitcoin, we're talking about Chainlink, that bit the token Link. It's a long time ago that I talked about an altcoin, but I think this is an interesting episode because we're talking about the fact that Chainlink is almost for a year now range bound between the same levels. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now let's take a look at those range bound levels. So this is a weekly time frame for Link. As you can see, this is the levels we have many times held support the last year. It's around at 5.5 dollar level, and where we did find resistance is around the nine dollar level. So as you can see, it's now almost for a year range bound. As you can, let's take a look how much weeks. Yeah, 48 weeks. Link has been range bound. So if you were a trader, you could have maybe done some nice trades. Um, this is, as you can see, this very negative candle was the week that FTX went bankrupt. And last week we actually had a nice pump for Link. So now let's take a look at the daily time frame because that's a lot more accurate. You can see it in a lot more detail. And then as you can see, like on the weekly time frame, we always had that kind of resistance around 9.5 US dollars for one Link. And we for most of the time last year, we held support at around a 5.3 around a 5.3 dollar level. So if you were a trader, you maybe did some good trades with this. But I think it's kind of fascinating to see an altcoin just going sideways for so long. I mean, there were some nice rallies in the meantime, like for years 75% pump, but then a dump of around 35%. So yeah, um, range bounds. Link has been range bound for exactly around the 340 days or 48 weeks. So now I think it's important to take a look at the Link Bitcoin chart. But as you can see here on the daily time frame, Link has actually tested the 200 around the 200 day and mainly the 50 day, and is now blasting off that level. And usually when we did that, it's actually a good case because, for example, here we tested the 50 day and we blasted off it. Here we also did the same, and now in the weekly time frame, what the most important thing for the weekly time frame, I think, is the fact that it's now above its 50-week moving average and has a nice bump of that level. So now, like I talked about, let's take a look at Link Bitcoin. Yeah, in the history I drew some kind of pattern here, but yeah, it didn't actually work out that well. We broke down below, we went back in the pattern again, we broke above it, and now we are back below it. What I think is pretty important in this case is that Link is almost putting in new lows for um, since 3 years actually, almost in danger of putting new lows. Um, and those last lows were from May 2022, and now we're at in March 2023, and Link is getting pretty close to that level. What I also wanted to take a look at is Link Ethereum. I think it's also an interesting one because there we see almost the same case where actually now Link is at this moment testing the historic low, the Link ETH valuation from also May of 2022. So I think that's an important level. As you can see, I think Link is more than down 90% from its all-time high compared to ETH. Yeah, it's down 92%, which is pretty pretty bad actually. So Link is down 92% against ETH um, since 2020, September of August and September of 2020. And what I also find interesting on the Link BTC charts was that, as you can see on the weekly, we had that clear rejection of the 200 week for Link. As you can see here in November of 2022, we had that clear rejection in the Link Bitcoin valuation, and we also saw that in September of 2022. But I think that's all the most important things for today. Um, I think it's important to realize that Link is in that range for almost a year, which is quite significant, I think. And it also almost makes it a stable coin. Not exactly, but you know what I mean. So I think it's important to keep an eye on this, and I will let you guys know if we maybe break above that 9.5 US dollar levels. I think that's something interesting to watch for, or if we decide to break down below again, and that I will also keep you guys updated if we break down below that 5.3 US dollar level. But that's all for today, guys. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comments down below. And have a good day and goodbye.